This is exactly why trying to improve everything at once creates worse programs and makes you look like a poor coach. I've got some real athlete data here that demonstrates this absolutely perfectly. This is from an 18-year-old ice hockey player that I've been working with, who's just about to have a trial with the best youth hockey program in the world, and we've been testing him since the 13th of July when he started, and his standing broad jump was 2 meters 54 centimeters. 2 weeks later it went up to 2 meters 78, and then 3 weeks after that it's now at 277. So we've improved his broad jump by roughly around 9%, and it's now stabilized at 1.43 times his height. That's what's really important. But where it gets super interesting is that his threefold broad jump went from 7 meters 29 to 7 meters 87. And now most recently, it is 9 meters 14 centimeters. That is a 25% improvement on a threefold broad jump. Now, that number is exceptionally high, so I'll reproduce the test before treating it as an established benchmark, absolutely, when you combine that with the fact that he's already squatted 165 kilos for 5, which is an insane split squat 5RM, we've got some really important programming decisions to make. So do I keep him stronger? Do I do more plyometrics? Do I do more power work, more exercises? And I could. And that's exactly how programs actually become bloated. Because if everything I assess starts to be something I need to improve, I completely miss the point of profiling. Instead, I chart what I call developmental ratios. This is known as transfer logic and transfer indexing. So what I'm trying to identify is what's still underdeveloped in relation to the overall outcome I'm trying to achieve, and what's going to currently give us the best return on that, whilst understanding what is already sufficient that we can leave alone, because we might get a downstream effect on that anyway. So where, and most importantly, looking at where does this capacity need to transfer next? Because profiling shouldn't give you more things to train. It should help you decide what you no longer need to prioritize. And that's a massive problem across all field sports and team sport athletes. It's about developing the best profile, not the athlete that creates the adaptation that transfers best to the sport. And for this athlete in particular, I've become less interested in making his general numbers bigger. We've built substantial capacity. Now we need to move downstream. General, specific, special, tactical. How can we transfer what we've built into on-ice speed and better skating speed, and ultimately better hockey performance? He's a forward, so he needs to score lots of goals and be very fast. That's why I collect the data, not to build a fancy dashboard in Power BI or something stupid. What I want is to make programming decisions easier. And if you're a coach who knows plenty but still finds yourself second guessing what actually deserves priority in your programs, I've mapped this kind of decision making process inside my performance coach operating system. And if you comment system, I'll send it right over to you.